I think it's highly inappropriate for somebody of Tyler Perry's stature to be hooking up with or getting too flirty with the actors. Like that, I think you're crossing a line that can very easily, get you in trouble. And in this day and age, especially after, these years of Me Too, like at this point, like, you know better at this point.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Don't Let It Stu. Straight from my little bedroom. I got a new sofa, so I have Zack Peter here on the sofa with me. You're my first guest on the new sofa.
I love it.
It's great. $300 on Amazon. It looks
Christening
great.
the sofa. It does look great.
It's great. I wanted like something where I could just like have two people here, like without chairs and shit like that, So I think this works. For those who don't know, Zack is going on tour over the summer. Go to nofilterlive.com and get your tickets there. I'll be in Brooklyn and Chicago with you. That's
Chicago.
It.
Oh, yeah. And then you have a promo code, Stu, and it gives people 25% off.
Oh, there you go.
So get your tickets for Chicago on July 27th. And you can use promo code Stu, S-T-U, and I think you get 25% off.
That's so generous of you. When did you do that? You started just...
Last night. Last night they were like, let's do some promo ideas for the weekend. I was like, oh, well, I'm doing Stu's podcast. Let's do like a big thing. And so they're like, okay, here's his code. I forgot. I didn't even tell you yet, though, but I had them set that up last night.
What do you want to get off your chest? Do you have anything that's kind of bothering you recently?
I'm just hoping I don't get in trouble this time.
Why?
Because last time I was here, I got in trouble on your podcast.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We're not going to talk about Kiki.
I'm going to try to be on my best behavior this time.
And it was so stupid. I don't even know why you got in trouble. Like,
it was the stupid. I don't even know why. Thing. I was like, how is it that I get in trouble for talking about somebody else's bad behavior, but that bad behavior is like totally tolerable and like that person like... What do you want to get off your chest this week?
Why do people fucking steal wallets in this day and age? Like, please. So
yeah, well, that's what Apple pays for. You just have to give up on the wallet.
I just need to use my phone for it. Is that it? Okay. Well, I lost my wallet. My nice Goyard. I was with you that night. On Thursday night, Zack and I went
We were together on Thursday?
The Los Angeles magazine.
Oh, last Thursday.
Today's Thursday. Los Angeles magazine party. I was in the magazine. They had the launch party for Pride. Matt Bomer was there. It was a lovely event. It was actually really fun. Christopher throws great parties. He's actually coming on the podcast tomorrow. And we're going to talk like Pride and celebrities and all that kind of shit.
Fun.
But so that was fine. So we did the party. We had a few drinks. The drinks were great. Like I was fully buzzed. Like I had a great time. Mm-hmm. We did a little TikTok video thing together, which was fun.
You met Jesse.
I met Jesse from
Have you talked about
the
that
Valley.
Yet?
I haven't talked about that yet. No.
Oh yeah, you got to meet Jesse. That was fun.
And so that was great. And we'll talk about the party in a second. And then it was kind of like, Thomas and Ryan went home, and then you had to go. You went home,
yeah.
And I kind of was there on my own. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go over to Avra and just like sit at the bar, maybe like get a little appetizer. And I was kind of like celebrating because I was in the magazine. I was like, fuck it, I don't want to go home yet.
Yeah.
So I go. I had a cocktail, and then it was like 10:15, and I was like, okay, Uber, blah. Got home, went to bed, woke up Friday morning, no fucking wallet. I didn't worry about it too much. I was like, it's probably like in a pocket or it's probably in the living room. Like I just didn't even worry about it. I just don't worry about my wallet when I lose it. For some reason, it is what it is.
Yeah.
This one was a gift though, and it had like Chef on it. It was really pretty and it was a gift and whatever. Anyway, I had a tracking device in it.
Okay, smart.
Super smart. It's like a little credit card one. It could fit in the middle of it. You'd never see it and whatever. So I kind of go on my phone. I'm like, oh, I should check. Is there's like battery left in that thing? Well, it was full battery. And I saw it was on Burnside Avenue at Park La Brea Apartments by the Grove. And I'm like, okay, we'll keep an eye on it, whatever. Saturday morning comes. I kind of see it move around the place. So I'm like, okay, this guy is like doing shit. Friday afternoon, I get a notification from Chase Bank. Someone's trying to use it at Lowe's. I'm like, fuck, okay, let's cancel everything. For some reason, I just thought like maybe like, they'll... Maybe
he was going to return it?
Yes, that's happened to me before. So anyway, then I'm like, well, what am I going to do? Like chase this fucking wallet around town and just, you know what I mean? Like it could be anywhere in that vicinity of where the thing pings. So here's what I do. I wake up Saturday morning. I bring Milo to the dog park. Now I'm looking at it in the dog, and I see it's on Wilshire. And I'm like, And I'm like, it's like 7 a.m. I'm like, this shit ain't moving for a while. So, and it was like pinged like 20 minutes ago or whatever it said. Went down there. There was 2 cars on the street. Nobody else was there. And I'm like, it's in one of these fucking 2 cars. I'm like, I know it is, but I'm not going to like knock on the window. I'm like, hey, like there's one guy sleeping in the car as well. So I'm like, it's probably that one. Just, whatever. So I take 2 photographs of each license plate and then I go home and I'm like, okay, I'll have a look at it again, give it another hour or 2. So then it pings again. Now it's back to Burnside at Park La Brea again. I'm like, okay, the fucker lives there. But I'm like, why is he sleeping in his car if it's that guy? Anyway, I drive down there. I go through the gates because it's kind of gated, but the gate was open. Drive through. The guy is fucking sitting in his car. And it's the same car of the photograph I took the license plate off. No, it was like, whatever. I pull up in front of him.
Okay.
Like, I lock him in so he can't like leave if he had to, right?
Okay.
And I'm like, hey, I said, how are you? I said, hey, I said, I think you have my wallet. I said, I was being really nice because I was like, he's going to fucking shoot me or whatever. And I'm like, hey, I think you have what? He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, no. I said, it's here. I said, I followed you. Oh, I didn't follow you. I said, it pinged on Wilshire this morning. I took a photograph. I said, were you sleeping in your car this morning? He's like, yeah, I was. I was like, okay. I said, well, look, I said, I don't care. I said, I just want my wallet. I said, I don't give a shit. I said, the cards are all canceled. You can't do anything with it. You can't even sell the wallet because it's like, has Chef written on it. It's personalized, right? Anyway, he says like, oh, I think like my roommate has it and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, but I'm like, why are you sleeping in your car if you have a roommate? It just didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, he got out of the car. I stood a good distance away from him. He didn't have anything on him, like knife or anything like that. And he opened his trunk. He's like, look, here's my suitcase. Like, you can go through all my stuff. I have my passport here. Like, I don't have anything. Like, he seemed very genuine about it. And I was just like,
most con artists are.
I know. And then I was like, but like, what was I going to do? Like, go through his whole fucking car? I just felt like if I do that, he could come behind me and hit me in the head. And I just was like, it's not worth it. I'm like, look, if the guy's going to give it to me, he's just going to give it to me and I'm going to be on my way. Yeah. Anyway, he calls his friend on the phone and then he turns to me. He's like, what do you need from the wallet? I'm like,
the whole wallet.
That's
wallet. You don't have an option.
So he goes, I said, listen, I hope you come back. If you don't, it is what it is. I said, I just want the wallet back. It means a lot to me. Like, and if you don't come back, I am calling the cops.
Yeah.
And we are going to run your plate. Yeah. I said, because I have the proof. I have the whole story, whatever. Yeah. Cops came. He didn't come back anyway. And cops came. They ran his plate. They were like, he lives here. It's attached to this apartment in this building. They went up, wouldn't answer the phone. Yeah. Wouldn't answer the door. Of course, dogs were barking. They came back to me. Really nice, the police officers were. But yeah, I kind of still have a bit of hope that maybe he'll mail it back. No.
He's not going to mail your wallet back. He's sleeping in his car.
Well, I mean, he has a car and he has to get gas. He can drive around.
He's not giving you the wallet back.
It fucking sucks. Ugh,
but does he also have your ID and everything?
Yeah, that's why I was like, he has my address. You could just drop it off.
Or he can send a hitman after you.
Well, I mean, I don't think he would do that, but we'll see.
We'll find out if you disappear.
Anyway, that was like, why do people steal wallets? You can't do anything with it. You can't, there's no cash in it. You know what I mean?
I don't get the point in stealing wallets. Like in this day and age, because it's like, it's a lot harder to like buy something with somebody's card. Most people have Apple Pay. I mean, the best you're getting is maybe their ID that you can sell in the black market.
And then I asked my Uber driver, I'm like, hey, can you go to this address? Did you drop off anybody after this address, after you dropped me off on Thursday night? And he's like, no. He's like, I looked at it. And I'm like, okay, well, I tried that too. I tried everything. There's nothing, I'm out of options. Next Gen New York City, what are you thinking of it right now? Are you watching it?
I saw the beginning of it. I haven't kept up with it. It's not bad. It's better than I expected. I'll say that.
I love that when anytime you come on, I'm like, hey, did you watch it? Well, I got like 2/3 through it.
You didn't even tell me what we were talking about today.
I know. It's so funny. I thought the episode was fine. There was nothing crazy in it. I do like Meredith's husband. He's actually quite funny in it.
Yeah,
Seth is quite funny on it with Charlie and the whole thing.
Yeah.
There was like a racist thing in it. Like Charlie was kind of doing an impersonation of Candy's daughter. I can't remember her name. I'm still trying to remember. Riley, yes. And she said like that he like raised the finger and did the whole neck turn. And she's like, I don't even do that. And so then he apologized. And then they went over to Teresa Giudice's house or, me or Gia's house, having a barbecue or whatever, or pizza party. then he says, I didn't really mean the apology. And then that got blown up. And he was just like, but they were like, you apologized to her. And then he went to apologized again. And then towards the end, he's like, I didn't mean it.
You know, I kind of respect that. At least he's honest.
Yeah. So it's like, I actually like Charlie in it. But and then he called his father, like, he can be a mean motherfucker or something like that. So the dad's going to love that when he sees that.
Are you enjoying it?
I am enjoying it. Like, I'll continue watching it, and like, it is fun. I think they're really outspoken. They're not like, obviously, like, a lot of them have seen reality TV, and two or three of the kids grew up in it with the parents or whatever.
Yeah.
They're not like acting to the cameras. Like,
yeah,
they seem real.
Yeah. And I think that's what you need is somebody that's like young and doesn't understand how the cameras work.
Yes.
I think the only one that's hyper aware of the cameras is Gia.
Yes.
But aside from that, like, I
Brooks
don't know.
is good. Yeah.
Brooks.
So funny, but he's like scared to get him, like, have fights.
That's the thing. Yeah. He's so non-confrontational, but it's like, you just need to learn when to lean in. And I get it. That's his personality. He's more passive. Hopefully he gets more comfortable as time goes on. But like, yeah. Give a little more.
So I saw something about Rachel Zoe. So the cameras are going after her, like the paparazzis, and asking her questions and all this kind of stuff. So now it's saying like the only reason that she's going on because she's broke, and now she has the split from Roger. So I looked up kind of her net worth, and it said 30 million. I don't believe that for a minute, but then she's going to have to split. Maybe that was like years and years ago. But
no, I don't. That can't be real. I mean, the internet has my net worth on there, and I can tell you it's not accurate.
Says I'm broke. I don't know. It's just like, but I don't know. Like, are you excited about her coming on the show?
Yes and no.
Why no?
She's a reality star, so she's going to be hyper aware. She has a brand to protect. So I'm a little hesitant, but also hearing that she's broke, I'm like, well, then she is going to earn her paycheck. You would hope. Usually when they're broke and they need the money, they bring it. So I'm hoping that we get something, but it really depends on.
She's out to fight though.
Yeah, but it really depends on how you gel with the group, right?
Yeah.
Because if you're too confrontational, the audience is going to like you. But if you don't have any friends, then you're going to kind of be like an outsider. So it ultimately just depends on how you gel with the group and who you end up being friends with and who you end up fighting with. And it'll be like interesting.
Knowing her from back in the day, Rachel Zoe Project, who do you think she would be friends with in that group? I feel like she's very like eye roll. Do you know what I mean? She's like, oh God, these fucking bitches, like they're so dumb, like, or what? You know what I mean? I don't know.
I feel like she's either going to come in with Bose or with Sutton. I think those are the only two that she knows, and they're both like fashion related.
Yes. Yeah. I could see her with Bose.
Yeah,
because I feel like Bose is like smart, intelligent, hardworking, elevated. Exactly.
Look at you with all your microaggressions. No, Sutton.
Microaggressions. How dare you?
Sutton, I think, like, kind of makes sense as well. And I feel like from a casting perspective, Sutton doesn't have any friends. So I would imagine production would try to bring some allies for her. But I don't know. I mean, she's got a merch store, signconcept.com. So she's a bit of a fashionista, right?
Okay, let's get to the Valley.
Yeah.
I texted you, was it last night or the night before?
Yeah.
So I think Janet is jealous of Danny and Nia's relationship. Yeah. I think it's always those who are fucking miserable in their own relationship that they have to start drama in relationship of others.
Yeah. It's interesting because you can watch how Janet pokes at Nia.
Yeah.
And Nia can't, like, she doesn't have the personality to fight back.
She doesn't.
She tries, but like you can tell that like Janet just like knows she's easy prey. Like it's an easy target for her to make look bad. And Danny is such an easy target because if he drinks a little, then suddenly like the fact that it's crazy that Janet and Jason, who's supposed to be his friend, they're just egregiously throwing these alcoholic assault, like just throwing these big words out there on national television. Like I can understand why Nia feels gutted because she's like, these are supposed to be our friends and they're making these big allegations against my husband, who I'm sure he's not an alcoholic.
There's
but if you zoom in on these parties at, throughout I'm sure throughout the week he's fine, or maybe he has a beer after work, or I don't know. He doesn't appear to be somebody that has a problem, but he likes to drink when they go out socially. And listen, even if he does have a problem, that's for him to deal with his family and his wife, and that's an issue for them to work out, rather than for Janet and Jason to be calling them out on TV the way that they are. But it just feels like it's deflection. They're hiding something, and they know that Danny and Nia are easy to bulldoze.
Yeah. And like, I feel like I was so annoyed about this. Like, I went on like Instagram and I sent him a message.
Danny?
Yes, I did. Because remember I talked about that with you at the party, and I was like, I was watching the show tonight and I had to reach out. The whole drinking narrative they're spinning, it's absolute madness. I don't buy it for a second. I said, I'm so mad for you. And he was like, 100% he responded, which was sweet. And I was like, it's absolutely insane. They're just snakes. He's like, thank you so much. Much love. I asked him to come on the podcast. He's figuring that out now with Bravo, because everything has to go through Bravo before they come on. But like, I really want to bring him, because it just drives me insane, because it's not just like fun little like storylines that's on a silly reality show. Like, he has a job, he has a career, like that gets around. And then you're not, like, I know for a fact from my last relationship, and that person would always say about me drinking, I'm a binge drinker, I'm an alcoholic, this crazy shit. And still to this day, I see on Reddit sometimes people like, well, he had a problem with drinking. It's like, it's really, really damaging.
It's always some form of deflection. Good for him though. I saw his exes got engaged. Cute.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, who's Scott engaged? It's so funny. I ran into Scott at the gym a few days ago. Like, we all go to the same gym and stuff like that. I was like, congratulations. And he was like beaming. He was so, like, it actually, I was so happy for him, because like, it's, God, I don't know. Like, I feel like he really wants like the whole like family unit and stuff like that. So now it's like Monroe and Stone and stuff. Like, it's nice. I was really, really happy. You could tell like he was just like so happy. Yeah. It's funny. It's like, I know who set them up as well, which is kind of crazy.
Who set them up?
I'll tell you later. It's like, I'm not fucking, no.
Patty Stanger?
Yeah. Speaking of, actually.
She's all up in my comments.
Are you best friends with her now?
I mean, she doesn't stop commenting on my posts.
Just making up. Like, I think she was a crew member in It's All About Us movie. What is this? It Ends With Us movie.
She must have been, because she has so much insider tea on it.
She trolled like Paddy. If you've not seen No Filter Zack on Instagram, he does these videos, these recaps of like what's going on in the Blake trial, and then Paddy always comes in. She's like, "I know he's a rapist." It's like, no, like, wait, what?
Yeah, it's so random, and I'm just like, what? Everybody knows, like, what?
It's so funny. Oh my God, I was dying. Like, I know, because I love. You're like, well, Patty has so much time because she's on so many shows right now, or whatever.
She's not.
Just the shade. I know. I was on her show. I did her show. The latest one that she did.
On CW?
Yeah, I was in it. I did like a whole cooking thing, and like, I actually never saw it. I did it get canceled?
It's okay. Nobody saw it.
CW. I don't even know that existed anymore. Like, yeah. I mean, that's really fucking funny. Like, I hope she gives you so much content though. I hope she keeps commenting.
It's funny. It's just random. Like, I'm just like, she just comes in so confident. She's like, just wait. Everybody's talked about. Everybody knows. And I'm just like, who are you? Why don't you have somebody to set up?
Oh God. I saw Giorgio says, like, I love the way he keeps calling like Jax is out of fake rehab. Just comes and goes whenever he wants to uncover those cameras.
He's crazy. Like, just no character arc, no growth. Like, he's just the same person he's always been. I get why Brittany's done with him. It's just, and also, like, I don't think the show really needs him at this point. I think hearing Brittany's...
It's his show. Did you not hear?
I mean, he swears. Did you say... Did Lisa repost? Someone reposted. Remember last time Jack said that and he got fired from Vanderpump Rules?
That was so funny. But do you remember, like, when they all were sitting down, the guys and all that kind of stuff were sitting down? Like, all of a sudden, like, you know, they're talking about how they took over Jax's bar the night before and then he got out of his fake rehab and he's sitting down. And then he turns to Danny. He's like, yeah, that was really, like, kind of shitty of you. Like, Danny's like, wait, like, I didn't do this. Like now I'm an alcoholic. Now I fucked up your bar.
I think it's because Danny is just an easy target because he's not really going to fight back, or he can't really fight back. I was so mad when we saw them at Brits or Jax's bar, and Janet and Jason are kind of coming at him, and they're like, "Look you're drunk. You don't even know what to say. Yeah. Dark Danny, here he is." Da, da, da. And you can tell, like, I don't think he was disoriented because he was drunk. I think he was disoriented because he's non-confrontational. And so when people are coming at you and they're throwing these allegations at you, and it's happening so fast, because even with the editors when they were trying to edit, like, look at how many drinks he had.
It's like a beer.
It's a beer, and it's possibly the same beer from just a different shot. Angle. And it went from a beer, and then there was like
one cocktail
and a cocktail.
That's it.
Yeah, and I was like, but they just kind of like showed it from different angles, or the cocktail's like full, and then the cocktail's like half full, and I'm like, that could literally be the same cocktail. Like Or it could, like, it was just...
Like, it's not him throwing down, like, 6 shots. Like,
if you had him doing shot after shot... Because, like, a shot, you can't really cheat from different angles. One cocktail, you can show it over the course of 20 minutes in 3 different shots, right? But a shot glass is just, like, a boom, you know? And if he did... if you had 4 shots right back to back with these 2 cocktails that we spotted, then like, yeah, maybe you can be like, okay, he had a rough night. He had a rowdy night. But like the whole,
like, he's never like, can you tell me like, cause you watched season 1. I didn't watch season 1.
Yeah.
Like, and then like Jana even says like, oh, I'm not like the abuser or something. Didn't she say something like sexual abuse or something? She's like, as she was walking out or something.
She said that he sexually assaults women. Yeah, like in bars.
That's fucking terrible.
It's like, terrible to put out there.
Terrible to put out there.
And or she, like, the big thing when they were on vacation was that he took a shot of, what was it, Casamigos in the pantry. In the back,
because they were all drinking for hours before. Like,
yeah, and he like went into the pantry and took a shot. Like, I was like, why does that, like, he took a shot in the pantry? Like, that's your biggest, red flag, is that he took a shot? Like,
it's wild. And like, I kind of... The producers are kind of to blame as well, like with these edits, like to make it look like that. I'm sure, obviously, the girls or Janet saying like the alcohol and stuff. Then the producers like, okay, great, we can follow this story or whatever. But Jack's got divorce papers. Tom was like, sign it. These are great divorce papers. It was actually amazing. I don't know, like everybody's like, they hate Jax and all this kind of stuff. I mean, sometimes I kind of feel bad for him in a way, though, like, because like everyone's coming for him, and I know he's a bit of a shithead and he's done shitty things and stuff like that. But I didn't like the way Zach went at him. Like, Zach was like, it was almost like he like, I own the show. Like, what are you doing here? Kind of like, she doesn't want to talk to you. It's like, but Brittany doesn't give a fuck about him.
Yeah,
she won't do the same thing for Zach.
No. So. She never stands up for Zach. Nobody ever stands, except for Kristen. Kristen, you can say, is a loyal friend.
To Jax, right?
Just in general, I think she's a loyal friend. Even like to Danny and Nia, you can see Kristen really trying to stand up for them because she can see that Janet's just being terrible.
So, I mean, that's it. But I'm really enjoying it. I'm so glad I did start watching The Valley season 2.
It's good.
It is good. And then to go back to the party, I ran into Jesse. I think Jesse's cute. Like, I think he's cute. I think he's nice. And look, you see things on TV and stuff. So I chatted with him for like 10, 15 minutes. I was there. He told me a lot of stuff. And, I said like, hey, I'm not going to say anything of what he said. But honestly, it's nothing brand new and stuff like that. But it was just like, she's like this and this is what we have to get through. Then you had the whole grandmother stuff. And then Michelle says he won't let
her see
the grandmother, which didn't seem to be true then when it went back to Jesse.
He said it was more of a logistics thing. He was like, of course, I want her to spend as much time with her grandmother as possible. He said it was just more of a logistics thing. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either. It's just like, Michelle's like very like, it was a straight no, like he's heartless, like he would. Yeah. And I was like, I don't know. Because I was glad that Jesse got that little part in, because it was like, okay, he's not a monster. And you could see kind of tears in his eyes.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of like defend him a bit, because you see him in the sit down with the interviews.
Yeah.
And he was getting quite sad, and his empathy, I feel like, I'm sure he's not faking it.
I don't think he's faking it. He's a very emotional and reactive guy. Yeah. And I think that's where we see the worst parts of him, is he lets his emotions get the best of him sometimes. But at his core, I don't believe he's a bad guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Jax, you can look at Jax and be like, okay, Jax isn't trying to be any better. He's just a shitty dude.
Yeah.
And like after a while, you kind of just come to accept that he's never going to grow or evolve or change. He's just going to always go back to his old ways.
And you've been watching him for years.
Yeah. Whereas I feel like Jesse, I mean, and to be fair, we've only seen him 2 seasons, but I think Jesse seems to be a very flawed man, but someone that, you know, wants to try to be better
yeah,
and wants to work things out with Michelle, and you know, whereas I don't feel like Michelle wants to work with Jesse. She doesn't want to meet him in the middle. I just feel like I don't know, she just doesn't seem, she's not likable.
I know it's very kind of whiny in a way. It's like complain. Like I don't buy it.
And I don't like the way she talks. She talks too slow. Jesse, I'm the mother of your child.
It is. It's kind of like in like periods. It's like little full stop.
Not even period. They're just long, exaggerated. She pronounces all the vowels. Jesse,
That's exactly how
I'm
it is.
the mother. Stop threatening me, Jesse. I can't. It's so, I'm like, can we put her on 1.5 speed?
Exactly.
2 speed?
It is. It seems like it's weird listening to her.
Stop threatening me.
So the Karen Reid trial, you got the verdict, and I haven't really spoken about this, and I haven't really been following it. Yeah. I know a good bit about it, but not everything. Were you happy with the verdict? Not guilty?
I mean, I haven't followed it too closely either, outside of like what Donna's reported. But from what I do understand, it seemed like she was definitely being framed in some way. I mean, there were just too many shady things, like all of the, you know, the cops like got rid of all their phones, and they got rid of the dog, and they believe that like the dog may have attacked him at some point, and then suddenly they get rid of the dog, they get rid of their phones. You have the search of like how long until someone dies in the snow.
And then like it wasn't like the broken glass from the tailgate, and then like the police scattering it around his body and all the shit, but then it never made sense that you couldn't kill someone the way, like, there was a whole like thing about it, but I don't think. But so, okay, that's fine. She's not guilty. She didn't kill him. So who fucking did?
I think the cops in the house did. I think something happened in that. Maybe she did hit him. Again, I don't know all the details, but maybe she did like hit him with her car, and maybe, you know, she knocked him over or something, and then he went in the house, and he was they got into some sort of fight or altercation. I think that's where they got the idea to be like, let's just say she hit him, because technically she did hit him with her car, but it probably wasn't what killed him, and he probably didn't. They probably just figured, let's just leave him out in the snow, and then the story can be that she hit him.
And he died then. But then the scratches and the bites and shit, wasn't there like...
From the dog, that were believed to be from a dog, and they had a dog, and suddenly they got rid of the dog.
Oh, God.
And then they got rid of their phones. Like, literally got rid of the whole physical phone.
Of who? Of him or the...
No, their phone.
Their phone. What?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I mean, so will they continue kind of like looking now for like who actually did it, or they're just, it's done now? That's it. So we just...
No, I would imagine that there would be some sort of investigation into everybody else at this point, because if they're able to exonerate Karen Reid, then they're going to have to find somebody that
So she's found guilty of a DUI.
Basically.
That was it. Oh, God. Okay. Just get into our final... Oh, no, we actually have 2 topics. So the judge says Baldoni now can have text messages from Taylor or Blake. Okay, I fucking thought, and you tell me this, and I think I'm right when I say this, and tell me if I'm right or wrong. Remember Brian Friedman like wanted these text messages and stuff like that, and then he dropped it, and everybody was saying, oh, he must have got what he wanted from Taylor, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
He never said that, just the public said that, right?
Yeah, I think it was an article where they said that they believed that the subpoena was withdrawn because they received the information that they were looking for from Taylor Swift, which we didn't know exactly what that was. People were assuming that there were some sort of messages or texts or something. but we didn't know exactly what that material was. For all we know, it could have been like some sort of like verbal communication where they told him this is what to look for, or we don't know what or why he withdrew that subpoena.
Or whatever.
But that did come back to bite him in the butt, though, because the judge did. So Blake was trying to protect the text messages from coming
Correct.
out. She didn't. She wanted a protective order. The judge denied her protective order. However, Wayfair was also trying to compel Blake to give the text messages because they're claiming Blake hasn't given them a single piece of evidence since this case began and since discovery began. So that's the crazy part is it's like it should be really easy for them to be like, here are the HR complaints. Here's this correspondence. Like that's the whole point of discovery is for both parties to put all of their evidence on the table.
To show them they're innocent or whatever
Well, so that the investigations can begin. It's like if you have a strong case and you feel confident in your case, but so they were trying to compel Blake to turn over the text and Blake was trying to protect the text. The judge denied both of their requests. So the judge said the texts aren't protected, but he's not going to compel Blake to turn over the text messages because Wayfair and Friedman ended up voluntarily withdrawing their subpoena of Taylor Swift. So they're like, well, clearly Taylor Swift wasn't a priority if you voluntarily withdrew your subpoena. So I'm not going to pressure her to turn over the text messages any sooner than she needs to at this point. But I think she's holding on to all of her evidence. She's going to hold on to it as long as she can, but I think she's holding on to it because she gets deposed on Monday. Friedman.
So wait there. When does the text message? Does everybody see the text messages now?
Whenever she turns them over, and she's fighting to turn them over. She lost her protective order, so at this point, it's inevitable that she's going to have to turn them over. But so far, she hasn't given any evidence in discovery.
What do you think is in those text messages? Like,
there has to be something.
Like her complaining about him, but she's probably not complaining about him.
I don't know. There's something in them. I don't know but they're going to come up at some point, but she's delaying it. But I think she's delaying this and not wanting to give them any evidence so that when they depose her, they don't have any of those details in order to use or to, you know.
So they question her on Monday, is it? So Brian Friedman gets to question her on Monday.
Yeah. Mondays.
Jesus, I would.
Mondays when she
pants.
gets deposed.
And they
release the witness
the
list.
Witness thing.
Yeah. So Taylor Swift is on there. Bradley Cooper's on there.
She's not bringing out an album until this shit is over.
Bradley Cooper's on there. Harvey Levin's on there.
Why is Harvey on there?
I don't know.
Because he's talked so much about it?
Clearly.
He talked to Brian Friedman a lot, right? On interviews.
I don't think he's talked to Brian Friedman on interviews.
He's been on TMZ.
But not with Levin. Levin's not in those interviews, which is now making me question what... I don't know. There's something that TMZ because there were a few. There's like another TMZ reporter. His name's Brandon. He was named on the witness list as well. There were like 3 TMZ reporters, including Harvey Levin, that were put on the list. So TMZ has some sort. I think they're going to try to prove that Blake's team was trying to smear Baldoni, and that's why. Because they also have reporters from the Daily Mail, but they have the Sony team. They have They have everyone from the Sony team. They have the Wayfair team and all of the cameramen, the producers, the editors, they're all on the list. So, and listen, the people that know what goes down on set are the cameramen. The crew members are the ones that know all the
and
dirt.
they have nothing to lose. They're just going to go there and they're going to tell the truth. They're going to say what they say, and that's it.
And I'm sure they'll talk about how difficult she was to work with and how, they don't recall the things that she's claiming happened on set. The actor, remember there was an actor that played her OBGYN and she was like, oh, it was Baldoni's friend. And he just, he was there during my birthing scene and she was uncomfortable. And he came out in like page 6 and he's just like, because she said that role should have gone to like a local actor and not just Baldoni's friend, and that's creepy that Baldoni hired his friend. He's like, I am a local actor. I live in New York. Here's my resume. Go on my IMDb page. Like he's like, and I was a paid actor to play the role of the OBGYN. He's like, I didn't want to be there to look at Blake Lively's coochie, which wasn't. It was covered. She was covered.
Yeah, like did she actually give birth? No. God, she's insane.
So insane. So he's on the list. The trainer is on the list. The one that sparked the whole fat shaming
thing,
The health coach that Baldoni referred her to is on the list because she claimed that the health coach was a weight loss specialist, and that was fat shaming. her makeup artist, her sister, her hairstylist,
but
all
fat
of them.
shaming though, like even if that was true, like that's
it's not harassment.
That's nothing to do with like what, like oh my god. Tell us about. I watched a clip of this trailer that you're a part of, and so Donna's a part of it as well. Talk about or tell me about what's the title of it?
It ends with justice.
Oh, that's smart. I like that.
It ends with justice. It's a new docuseries that begins on August 7th. And it's with Popcorned Planet. They're the ones producing it.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it to come out. It looks really good. I mean, I only shared a clip of the trailer, but the full trailer is really good.
It's like,
they have a whole song that like is like a Taylor Swift parody called "I'm Not Your Dragon," and it's so good. It's just, it's so yummy.
Oh my God. Well, yeah. Do you know what though? Like I will say, this fucking needed a documentary because to follow it along.
Well, it's had documentaries, but they've all been a little more skewed towards Blake. I think people in general have just been a little more worried and mindful of like going against the victim. And Blake Lively is technically the victim because she's the one crying sexual harassment. But this is the first time we're getting that like a well-produced, put together, objective view that shows the other side of things, that shows like, hey, maybe Blake is lying. Maybe she's not telling the truth. And it goes into all the nuances of it, right?
Yeah.
All the malignments of claims that she's made that don't seem to be in line with the objective reality.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll come out in August, and then the trial
ends
is
with
for
justice, and then the trial is set for March of next year.
Speaking of trials, a new one has hit. So Tyler Perry has been hit with a 260 million. Where did he get these numbers? A sexual harassment lawsuit by Derek Dixon, who has appeared in the shows The Oval and Ruthless. Dixon claims Perry promised him career opportunities in exchange for sexual favors, assaulted him multiple times between 20 and 21. Okay, I have a bit of I don't have insight to this. But
did you get harassed by Tyler Perry?
No, but I think I know who did. Someone I did.
Oh.
And I wonder, would he even be called on it? So we had a friend years ago.
Okay.
Like maybe this was 2012, and he was doing all those cheesy movies, all those movies and stuff, and they were all shot in Atlanta and stuff.
Yeah.
So he was a bartender. We were really good friends with him, and he, I think, got a role or something and went to Atlanta, and then he became very close with Tyler, and then I remember just conversations, and he was going back again, and he was on he was straight, by the way, but fucking gorgeous, 6'3", 4", whatever, New Yorker, but I always just remember him being very coy when we would ask about it, because we all kind of knew there was something shady going on, and we're like, why is he getting all these parts and stuff like that? I don't know. So when this came out, I immediately went back to that. I don't know.
Is Tyler Perry the Black Harvey Weinstein?
I don't know. Maybe. Here's the thing now. Maybe shit will start coming out. More people will start coming out. Because I feel like when you do this once, you do it again, you do it again.
But here's the thing. And in reading his lawsuit and looking at the allegations and reading the text messages, I think it's highly inappropriate for somebody of Tyler Perry's stature to be hooking up with or getting too flirty with the actors. That, I think you're crossing a line that can very easily, get you in trouble. And in this day and age, especially after, these years of Me Too, at this point, you know better at this point, whereas before the culture was kind of just accepted with Harvey Weinstein. But now, you probably shouldn't be fucking all of the actors.
Does he even admit that he's gay?
No. So this is what adds the other element from the other side of it, though. Because now, as we're seeing with Blake Lively, you can see people weaponize harassment claims to get what they want. And in this case, I think this guy, Derek, had leverage, and the leverage is that he knew Tyler Perry is gay or bi.
Got it.
And so it could within the realm of possibility, and again, Blake Lively is the one that's now made us really question everybody, but it could be within the realm of possibility that he was trying to extort Tyler Perry and was threatening to out him, and I mean now essentially he has outed him. But you know, it's also these guys, especially in LA, are such a dime a dozen of like, let me find somebody that can. I mean, everybody in LA, like the number one question you get asked when you go to these events are, what do you do? And it's not because they're genuinely curious about what you do for a living.
Yeah.
They're curious of like, what can you do for me? Can I build a friendship with you? Yeah. Can I date you? Can I flirt with you? Do you have opportunities?
You're a producer? Can you have me on a show?
Yeah. Or like, let's talk. Let's go to dinner, you know? Yeah. And so it's very much those types of leveraged relationships here, which is why I try to be very frugal with the friendships that I make. And listen, I grew up in LA, so I know how this world works. And so I think there are a lot of young actors, and I have people, you know, that have come into my life, and at first they're really sweet or they're cute guys, and they, you know, want to befriend me or take me out to lunch or drinks or whatever, and I'll go, and then suddenly it's like, okay, so I had this idea, or I was wondering, can you promote my book, or can you, you know, this, or oh, let me send you my product,
like not even
and
like
then
a few dates, or not even
and
a
it's
few,
just like okay, I see what this is now, you know. So it's a lot of that, and so I think a lot of times actors and actresses see a powerful, you know, producer or somebody that can help. And it says in the lawsuit, you know, he expected to get these career advancements. And I think,
I think maybe like it just ran out, and then he was like, maybe like Tyler like ghosted, and he was like, well, fuck this guy. He promised all these things.
I was flirting with him and he didn't even give me anything. And I mean, the assault claims are also a little interesting because
it could be very like, I'll give you this if you kind of like.
Yes. Yeah. And so, like, and the thing is, like, these assault allegations are from when he was spending the night at Tyler Perry's house.
Okay, that's fucking, like, I mean, okay.
And he's just like, and I was in my underwear, and Tyler came in, and he pulled down my underwear and, like, grabbed my butt, or something to do with, like, his butt or something, and was like, you should just let it happen. And it's like, okay, so, like, you're probably playing coy with him, and you're, like, I don't know, there are just so many nuances to these things that it's not as black and white, and we're learning that with Amber Heard and Blake Lively and Jussie Smollett, that like, you know, people have misrepresented things in the past that it's like now we are so skeptical.
And I think actually that friend did stay at his house. I think that was a thing, like, oh, you can just stay, like I have loads of rooms, or this was like one of those things, you know what I mean? That's so funny. Anyway, Zach, everyone go to nofilterlive.com, code Chef Stu.
Just Stu.
Code Stu for 25% off tickets. I will be in Brooklyn with Zach, and I'll be in Chicago. What dates are those again?
26 and 27.
26 and 27. Thanks for listening, everybody, and we'll see you all. I'll be back here tomorrow for another episode. Bye.
Bye.